Welcome, this is Shakti Carola Nevran, your online astrologer, and today I'm going to talk about the upcoming new moon for November, which is happening on the 29th, and it's happening in Sagittarius. So there's also a very particular connection between the Jupiter in a T-square with Pluto, Venus, and opposing Uranus. So that adds to this new moon because it's happening so close to it. So yeah, I think we all have been through the ringer the last probably weeks, but especially last week. So I really want to pay attention today how we can use the energies, the new moon, the new beginning, symbolizing a new opening for a new consciousness, like a reset of the computer. So you know how if the computer just doesn't work, then we might just shut it down and it starts anew and things righten themselves. So with the new moon, it's kind of like that. It's like in this individual spiral of evolution, we step into the next level and we start a new journey. And of course, the moon activations are pretty fast because about every 2 days the moon steps into a new sign, makes it through the whole zodiac in a month. So we have this actualizations into a different sign and an emotional attunement to what that sign symbolizes. And then the new moon and the full moon are kind of culmination points. So the new moon is the start of one new cycle of maturity, emotional maturation, and the full moon is kind of really reflecting back the sunlight and consciousness, and something is really bright and in the forefront of our consciousness. So even if the new moon is maybe less spectacular than the full moon, but nevertheless it's a very important set point in the months, because that's the underlying thread of what the coming months will be about. And of course we are all guided from our emotional set point. So following the moon astrology throughout the months and to have that awareness of where the moon is really will help you to not only take things as personal, but remember, we're all in a wave in the ocean, so we're all connected with everything that is. So the moon is connecting us not only to our own unconsciousness, our own inner world, but it connects us to the ocean, to all ultimate consciousness, the divine, morphogenetic field, however you want to call it. So by following that consciously, we have kind of more of a choice what we want to do with those energies. And I live on Maui, so I do a lot of my work online. So here on Maui, we know you can't fight a wave crashing down on you, but you can learn how to serve it. So that's my angle with astrology. I want to put things on the table for you, sharpen your awareness for what energies are available for you, and then that gives you a choice, because the energy doesn't go anywhere. The new moon is there if you know it or not, if you're tuned to it or not. So the question is just how aware and conscious can you be so you can move into higher manifestations of the principle, because the energy will show up in one form or the other. So it's all on the range of possibilities, low end to high end. So my intention with astrology, doesn't matter if I do an individual birth chart reading or do the forecasts for you, I want you to be prepared. I want you to be self-conscious, and I want to plant the bug for astrology because I'm very passionate about it. And I just talked with a client of mine this morning, and we talked about that before you get an astrology reading, you have no idea what to expect and how supportive and helpful and deeply healing it can be. So by doing these forecasts for you, I want to inspire you to really use astrology. And if you never had an astrology reading, connect with me. And my perspective is that of evolutionary astrology. So that's a perspective looking at the chart in the framework of your karma. the evolution of your soul and to partake in that as consciously as you can. So this is a promise astrology holds, at least this kind of astrology. So I'm not a fortune teller, the future is not set in stone. So these are more kind of mainstream ways wanting to use astrology, but let me tell you, your choice is yours. We do have freedom of choice. But to do that from a conscious place, that's what these forecasts are really good about. So in astrology, it's good to know your personal chart, because all the more general forecasts, like the new moon, the full moon I'm giving you, they're gonna be filtered through your blueprint, through how your mind filters, your moon filters, your set point is. And that's why you want to know your chart. So in case you don't have it, you can go to my website, Maui Astrology Reading, and sign up for your newsletter, which you should do anyway, so I can keep you in the loop with my updates. And then you will get access to have your birth chart done. So you get access to a program and you put your information in. And you will get the gemstone, which is associated with the Venus in your chart, the Venus position, which is really a gemstone which can center you in your heart and help you to heal and open that connection to connect with others. So I'm not only an astrologer doing individual readings, I also teach astrology. So with my Master Astrology Academy, that's still available for you. So if you really want to dive deeper into this specific perspective with evolutionary astrology, then check in with me. I'm going to put the link down there somewhere. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that I'm also a gemstone expert. So at the end of this video, I will give you suggestions which gemstone to use to navigate this new moon energy, and how you can use a gemstone to focus your energy, to crystallize into a single-mindedness. So this is what gemstones can really do. On one hand, they lift your frequency, but they also can become an anchor for a certain perspective. Okay, so this is how a birth chart looks like. So you see all the planets in the signs. And when we do a forecast reading, individual forecast reading, what we look at, where are the transiting planets which will show up around your chart. So, for example, today I'm going to talk about the new moon in Sagittarius, and if you have any planets in Sagittarius, this will strongly resonate with you. So let's get to that. You get my clock here so I don't go too long. That's always a challenge for me. Okay, so this new moon in Sagittarius is happening on November 29th at 4:18 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so it's a new beginning, new moon, new beginning, stepping into a new round of evolution. And Sagittarius is the sign which is ruled by Jupiter. It's a sign of fire. And the last signs of the fire signs in that evolution. And with Sagittarius, it's all about expansion. It's all about growth. It's all about pushing out of your comfort zone, pushing out of your box of habituated ways of being in the world and thinking about things. So in general, we could say on the high end, Sagittarius is always about a wisdom perspective, always wants to connect the dots in a meaningful way. So that's why Sagittarius is a home of religion, of philosophy, of studying any kind of material in depth. And if you do that, you usually enter some very meaningful spiritual dimensions. A lot of cutting-edge scientists, they hit that place where science meets spirituality. Albert Einstein is a good example for that. So he was quite a mystic, besides being such a groundbreaking scientist. So with this new moon, this is happening in what we call a T-square between Pluto, Venus in a square, and opposing there is a Uranus to the Jupiter. So this might mean that around the new moon actually the market might react, because Pluto has to do with other people's money, which the stock market is all about. So Jupiter is about expansion, is a good luck planet, it's a fortunate planet. So Jupiter squaring the master of the underworld, the god for deep transformation, that might mean that the market is reacting and unraveling in a way what we expected to happen around the election, but I think it just has a little delay. So we are on a wild ride, and we are invited to confront a lot of fears and anxieties, and ultimately I think what we're confronting is our shadow presented out there, and we have to learn, we have a need to deal with our insecurities and our helplessness with the situation. So of course we can't really do more than go and vote and deal with the situation and what the objective situation is out there. But then we can also, hello, somebody is there, leave me a comment so I know who that is. So so it's all about this personal navigation to how can we deal in a way to balance ourselves. And with the new moon in Sagittarius, a lot of that is happening in our perspective, how we put things into a framework. So our personal PowerPoint is that we always can make a difference in our own personal life. And if we do that consciously, and if we stick with a metaphor of being a wave in the ocean, then whatever growth you do, whatever integration of your own shadow you do in your personal wave will be filtered back into the morphogenetic field. So I truly believe that this is our individual PowerPoint, is how we show up in our personal life, how we connect with other people, how much kindness and understanding and compassion we showing in that interaction. And that does make a difference. If everybody would do that and come consciously from that place of heartfelt kindness, then we would live in a different world. So don't give up that hope. We do have power, and to support your own growth and to keep aiming for that high perspective. That's really what this new moon is inviting us. So I also want to give you that metaphor you all know from the caterpillar. So we all know the caterpillar is kind of morphing at some point into a beautiful butterfly, and we all like that idea. But what we seem to forget, or maybe not even know, is that the caterpillar in his womb, where the transformation is happening, that the caterpillar really turns liquid. He totally dissolves, he totally loses the old form of being a caterpillar, and then out of that chaos, out of that liquid kind of setup in there, the new orientation, the new crystallization into the new life form, that of a butterfly, will come out of that. So I do believe that in a bigger way, that's what we're looking at. I mean, a lot of things have been building up to this election and these changes we are facing, and there will be a lot of darkness and anger and things like that out there, and a lot of chaos, which we can relate back to the melting of the caterpillar into this mix, and then reforming into the butterfly. So I do believe that's what we're going to look at, and maybe for the next 4 years, if not something happens before that. So the best thing we can do as an individual is to consciously support that process by being authentic, loving, kind in our own space. So, and how do we do that? So that's always a question. So you might have heard about the law of attraction, and it was, I think, pretty much founded, the idea and the teachings around it, by Esther Hicks, who is a channeling group of entities called Abraham. And the law of attraction is the underlying idea of the movie The Secret, which, if you haven't seen it, it's a really nice movie to see. So this whole idea of law of attraction and their teaching is about that we have certain thoughts and emotions and certain desires, and we put them out energetically. So there is a need, there is a desire for something. And we can say that our thoughts and our emotions are creating that set point we start out with. Then there's 3 steps of how we manifest. So the need is there, the information, the question is put out into the universe. And then, as they teach, the answer is there, but in order to reach, to get to the goal, to have that intention fulfilled you're going for, you need to be on the right frequency to actually receive what you have been asking for. And that is the PowerPoint I'm talking about, that we need to find ways to adjust our own emotional set point to a place where we are contributing from that higher place of consciousness, and we are that force for good we want to see in the world. So it's a very individual process, and your emotions are actually that guidance system to know if you personally are on track. So in general, we can say whenever you're having good feelings, when you soar, those are the moments when you are in alignment with your higher guidance, with your higher self. And when you're anxious and angry and depressed, this is more information from your inner guidance that you are not quite on track. So there need to be some adjustments done. So I'm talking about all this because with the new moon in Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, this is exactly what is in the forefront and is more available to us than ever right now in the coming months. Because Jupiter is that principle of the Roman gods, this gregarious figure, and it's all about finding that set point, that meaningful set point where we feel good and we expand and we're just in the flow with our passion and the meaning we need to have in our life. I mean, there's nothing more boring or devastating than a meaningless life. I mean, there is this Chinese curse, may you only make money. So just to be in the world to make money is not a very happy lifestyle. So we need to find something meaningful. We need to keep growing. And that's exactly what this new moon is about, how you can grow personally. And as a suggestion, part of that is to always find ways to feel a little bit better. So if you wake up still impacted by what happened, the election, then consciously start your day with a meditation, with some time to attune yourself, get into the zone, go for a walk, whatever it takes for you to do that. And with that, you start your day and you set your conscious intention to what can I do today to make myself feel a little bit better. And that is where your power is. That is what you can do. So for me, being German, first the work, then the fun, that was a hard concept to really integrate into my life. That this is even a conscious thought. It took me a while to really get there, that how can I make myself feel a little bit better today? What can I do to support my emotional balance? And I mean, many of you do yoga, so in the yoga system we talk about the chakras, and the balancing in the middle is actually happening in the heart between the 3 upper chakras and the 3 lower chakras. So this is really where the alchemical process of transformation is happening. Hi Diane, good to see you. Okay, so this new moon is happening at 7 degrees. So if you have anything in your chart around 7 degrees, or in Sagittarius, or in the opposing sign Gemini, this new moon will be felt very strongly. So I would really suggest you guys that after this little inspirational talk today, that you really sit down and set your intentions for the months. And they will be more powerful fueled than usual, because this is really what Sagittarius is about, to always keep growing, keep that higher wisdom perspective, and filter consciously what's happening out there through your own understanding. Okay, so the gemstone for today, or for the Sagittarius energy, is amber. I haven't talked about amber before. Here you see a very simple amber necklace. They're not very expensive, easy to get. I'm wearing one I actually made for my mother with some Venetian glass pearls and a little gold in between. And when she passed, I got it back. So I'm wearing it in honor for her today. So, so amber is this golden kind of stone, which actually isn't really a stone. It's the only stone which is coming from the plant kingdom, and it's golden. So we have 2 principles, planets in astrology, which symbolize the kingliness, the queenness energies, and that's Jupiter as the king of the Roman gods. And it's the sun as the king of our solar system, because the sun has the biggest gravity, so all the planets have to revolve around the sun. So that's why we attribute the planetary signature of amber to the sun, to Jupiter, also to Mercury, and to Chiron. So it's a deeply healing stone which relates back to the power chakra. And it helps center us in our own individual perception of this is who we are in the world. So you might have seen my book, Jewelry and Gems for Self-Discovery, which is actually an introduction into astrology, and then connecting that with certain gemstones you can use to lift your frequency, to balance your physical, your energetic body. And so one interesting thing about amber is that it has the ability to create static. So if you would take a piece of amber and rub it, and then you could even attract little pieces of dust or something light. So therefore amber has a connection with Mercury and the electrical system of our body. So it's a very calming, centering stone. But at the same time, it's very empowering, because it relates back to Jupiter and the sun energy. So it's empowering us in a very personal way. So this is really what I would wish for each one of you and myself, that we find that personal balance, that personal place of empowerment. So let me read you a little bit here from my book, because I can't express it even better. Amber belongs to the 3rd chakra, the solar plexus area. Here it softens and releases tension and the physical manifestations of fear, which might include a tight, sour, or upset stomach, which we all know. By connecting us with the powerful life force of the sun, amber brings us vibrant, joyous aliveness. Universally, people enjoy spending time in the sun and bathing the body in a life-giving energy. This is one of the oldest naturally occurring meditations, the sun meditations, which induces in us a deep state of inward-turned relaxation. I think we can all relate to that we have that need to just sit in the sun, and it is a state of meditation. It's a way of turning inside. So another one is the fire meditation. I mean, throughout the ages, we humans have sitting in groups around the fire, and that carries a similar energy. It's both life force, it's expansive, it's invigorating. So this is really a wonderful gemstone for you to tap into that energy. So, Diane, do you have any comments here? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm still working on keeping it short and poignant, which is easier to do if you only talk about the new moon or full moon than with my weekly power forecast, which I do on Saturday on Astrology forecast on my Facebook page. So yeah, I think I have presented a few thoughts to hold dear to your heart. Of course, we have talked before about the Herkimer diamond, the rose quartz. These are still good stones also to help you to center. But this week I just want you to not only be centered, but really to step into your own power, into your own shine, into your own charisma. And that's what Amber can do for you. So keep up the good work, and I hope to hear from you. Leave me your comments. Make sure you like the video. It helps with the ranking. And I really enjoy hearing back from you. It's like we are part of this astrological community, using astrological awareness to grow together. So let me know what you want me to talk about, what you like to hear, what you do like about what I'm presenting, and I will integrate it. Okay. Thank you, Diane. I love to hear that. Yeah, so you mentioning my gemstone profile. The gemstone profile I developed to give you the gemstones which are there, able to help you balance certain challenges in your chart. So if you want to have jewelry made, that's probably a good way to start with these stones. But overall, I always say, let your intuition guide you, because if you like a certain stone, if you're attracted by the golden color or by the color mix in an opal, there's a reason your energy asked for that. So to use gemstones for meditation or charge them with certain intentions, any stone you feel attracted to will be a good stone for you. It's just like, because I used to be a jeweler, I always wanted to make sure that the gemstone you invest in a piece of jewelry is really a gemstone which does the most for you. That's the perspective. Okay, Diane, my dear, always good to see you. And anybody else who chooses to watch this later, the live just has the advantage that you can connect with me and ask me questions. And it's nicer for me, I have actually somebody to talk to. Okay, my dears, have a nice week. I hope I see you on Saturday for my weekly power. And I'm sending you aloha from Maui. Namaste.